Ship elementary schools across the city. At Rocket Ship, we believe that every student deserves the right to dream, to discover, and to develop their unique potential. And it is our mission to unleash that potential in all of our children and to close the achievement gap in our lifetime. Part of that work is partnering with parents and focusing on deep community engagement to enable high quality public schools to flourish in our community. Our great schools would not be possible without the support of so many partner organizations and individuals. First, thank you to Apple Tree for growing with us at this school and preparing our Rocketeers for kindergarten and beyond. We would also like to acknowledge the Social Justice School for partnering with us in this endeavor, as they are paving the way for providing high-quality middle school education to our Rocketeers. I am also very grateful to our board chair, Joey Slaughter, who has been with us and our DC organization for the last 7 years. While she has led our DC region through 3 campus openings, she is also hands-on within our schools and even bakes cookies for staff during holidays. We are so grateful for Joey's leadership and commitment to Rocket Ship DC. And I wanted to take the opportunity to acknowledge her today. Please join me in giving Joey a round of applause. Finally, I would like to thank and introduce our founding Rocket Ship Infinity Community Prep principal, Angel McNeil. Yay! Angel first joined Rocket Ship as an assistant principal at Rocket Ship Freza Community Prep in San Jose, California. Angel then served as the founding assistant principal at Rocket Ship Rise Academy, the first Rocket Ship school here in DC. Prior to joining Rocket Ship, Angel served families for over a decade in both Washington, DC, and her native Philadelphia. She has served as a pre-kindergarten and kindergarten teacher, a literacy coach, and a member of the initial curriculum team that cultivated Every Child Ready, an award-winning early childhood curriculum. We are so proud to have Angel lead this school, and I now want to welcome Angel and some of our friends to the podium.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Like Candace said, I am the proud founding principal here at Rocket Ship Infinity Community Prep, our 3rd campus, but also our 20th campus overall here in DC. And so before I say anything, I want to welcome you all into how we spend our day. So every morning we start with something called launch. I call it a pep rally, a dance party, a celebration, a community building, which is how we welcome how we start our day. We sing, we dance, we have a great time. And so one of the things that we do is our creed. And our creed is our daily promise. All of our schools are united by 4 core values: respect, responsibility, persistence, and empathy. And each campus has a unique 5th core value, which ours is integrity, which is rooted in our culture. And so I have here some 2nd graders from our Morgan State University cohort who are going to lead us in the creed. We are all a community and family right now, so feel free to, show a little persistence and join with us. All right, you ready? Ready? Yes. Set, go.
I am a rocket ship, rocketeer, proud at home, at school, and in my community. I am respectful of myself, others, and the environment. I am responsible for my learning, actions, and achievements. I am empathetic to my world. I am persistent in attaining excellence. With integrity and honesty, I bring my best self every day. Together we're all Rocket Ship, Rocketeer.
Hold on. I'm going to need everybody to do this with me. So when we close out, we always say together we are Rocket Ship, Rocketeer. So we'd love if you can join us in that. Ready? Morgan, say, give us a together all.
Together we're all Rocket Ship, Rocketeer.
Yes, and we So they are one of the 155 reasons why I feel privileged and proud to lead this school and do this work every day. This moment has been a journey. I have been with Rocketship since 2015 and have had the privilege to serve at all three of our schools. And so we started kind of this journey, I would say about four years ago, and to get here today at this moment, especially to meet so many of you who are here who have helped along this way, is beyond an honor. What makes our campus special is not just the fact that we opened virtually during the pandemic last year, which you can imagine what that was like. But it's the fact that even with roadblocks and challenges, we are really working to build a community. Our name, Rocketship Infinity Community Prep, was chosen intentionally. All Rocketship schools in their founding year asked the community and asked their families to think about what are the things that embody what you want to be true of a school. And the Infinity came out because of the fact that we believe in the infinite potential of all of our students, that our Rocketeers at the end of the day deserve to have high quality schools, and that we know that the power of education unlocks doors for each and every one of them. But the community prep was also chosen intentionally. I shared before that integrity is our fifth core value. And outside of what we all know integrity to be, there's a second definition that says the idea of being whole and unbreakable. And that is what we strive to be as a community. And our community is not just the 155 Rocketeers, but it's their families who trust us of all of the options that they have. It is our staff who tirelessly works each and every day to make sure that Rocketeers have what they deserve, both academically but emotionally. It's our regional team that supports us every step of the way. It's our school leaders who are working to make sure that we are getting better every day. It's the people that sit before me who have supported us along the way. There's so many people. I know I've had conversations with Zach Parker and Faith, along with Gordon Fletcher, who is our direct ANC, who have really worked to make sure that we could build a name and be here long term. So people ask me all the time is what makes Rocketship special? Why do you stay so long? I call myself a lifer. I say all the time, I'm leaving here kicking and screaming. I'm gonna stay as long as they allow me. And it really is the people. And so I am honored today to continue to serve as the principal, but also to build on the work that I've learned that Mrs. Thomas has done so many years with making sure that Rocketeers have what they deserve. And so at the end of the day, I want to let you all know that you are a part of our community. I say this all the time, that I didn't just want to build a school where we show up and we just leave. I wanted to add value. I wanted people to feel like they were a part of who we are. And so now that we're starting to get a little under control with what is happening in the world, I want to say that you all have a home here as well. Ms. Thomas, we want you to feel like it's more than just a name that is on the wall, that you can come be here and be a part of us. And later on today, would love to show off what is happening in our classrooms and with our students. So thank you all for being here today. I'm forever honored and humbled. And before I go, Mrs. Thomas, so that you can proudly let everyone know that you are a part of our community. And so I need to introduce Joey. Is that you, Joey? All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and, now that I've warmed up the mic, is to introduce Joanna Smith, who is our regional director.
Yeah! Good morning. There was a slight miscommunication, so I'm going to introduce our board chair, Joey Slaughter, who we said has been with us for 7 years, and there were no buildings for Rocketship DC when she started serving. Yeah. So Joey, please come up.
Good morning. It's been an honor of a lifetime for me to be the board chair of Rocketship DC. It's been a satisfying position. I'm a volunteer. I'd have to say it's given me more than any of my paying jobs have ever done. So I'm excited to be here. In fact, our whole team is excited for this naming ceremony and to honor Mrs. Romaine Thomas. Before we get started with the main event, I want to recognize the community leaders who served on the committee to choose the person we should honor. Faith Gibson Hubbard, wave, there she is. Sherry Pate from ANC 5A08 is here representing Gordon Andrews Fletcher. Someone I've known for all those 7 years. State Board of Education at-large board member Jacques Patterson. And the State Board of Education President Zachary Parker. Maya Martin Cadogan, Executive Director of Parents Amplifying Voices in Education, was also on the committee, but she hasn't made it yet. And thank you everyone who's here. Thank you for giving committee members your time and your insight, as well as your dedication and leadership in the Fort Totten community and the entire city. Thank you for everyone who came today. We got lucky with the weather. Otherwise, we'd have those heaters on, and I don't know what we would do if it rained. But thank you for taking the time to be here and honor the naming of our campus for Mrs. Thomas. All right, now it's time to talk about Mrs. Thomas and her dedication to education and the community. Mrs. Thomas worked as a teacher and principal at LaSalle Bacchus Elementary, which is located right down the street. At the time, LaSalle Bacchus served as a training school for teachers, an important feature from Ms. Thomas's perspective, because she believed that if teachers were to meet the needs of students, they had to be properly trained to do so, very much in line with Rocket Ship and our coaching program. As the principal of Ketchum Elementary, Mrs. Thomas was one of only 54 principals. Oh my. Hopefully it'll be a short train. Maybe it's a quiet train. All right. At Ketchum, Mrs. Thomas was one of only 54 principals to receive a National Distinguished Principal Award for her outstanding leadership in providing quality education. Mrs. Thomas recalls teaching when schools were overcrowded and racial integration was underway, and those social conditions profoundly impacted education. She has always believed in every student's ability to be successful in their own right, and truly believes that community plays an important role in supporting students and their families. So, Mrs. Thomas focused on developing community partnerships to create more resources for her students and families. For example, she created a partnership with the Frederick Douglass Home in Anacostia, officials with the U.S. Department of Interior and the U.S. Park Service, so that they could offer programs highlighting Black history for her students. She knew that the students needed to connect with their own history in order to see a future for themselves. Rocket Ship DC believes that too. We know our students need to connect with their history and culture in order to fully form their own identity and vision for the future. Mrs. Thomas also served as the president of the Woodridge Civic Association and the second vice president of the District of Columbia's Federation 51 of Civic Associations. She was a DC Democratic Convention chairwoman, and she served as a 2012 delegate to the Democratic National Convention. Mrs. Thomas told us that one of the greatest highlights of her life was being a member of the Democratic Women's Platform and getting invited to visit the White House and meet President Obama and First Lady Michelle Obama. She was able to, quote, have a civil rights talk with the President and First Lady, and proudly introduced her granddaughter.
Whether on the local level or the national level, Mrs. Thomas has continually lived out her calling to serve her community. Mrs. Romaine Thomas has fiercely advocated for children, her Ward 5 community, and her city. She is truly an example of servant leadership. I think it's the engines that are the problem. Okay. She is truly an example of servant leadership, and we are thrilled to be able to honor her today. Rocket Ship DC is proud to officially name our third DC facility Rocket Ship Infinity Community Prep at Romaine Thomas campus. When Mrs. Thomas was asked whether it was difficult to juggle being a mother, wife, and a person deeply involved in civic and educational life, she shared that her husband, Harry Thomas Sr., was deeply involved and committed to his community as well. Thus, supporting community was truly a family affair. I'd like to ask her son, Harry Thomas Jr., to come up and say a few words about his mother and her special place in their family.
Well, first and foremost, we fight the trains and understand how important they are to our world, especially in the global pandemic time and getting things across this country. I just want to give honor and praise to God. Thank Him for every opportunity we have. Second, I don't know if you guys knew this or not, but not only when you got my mom, you got my mom's team of support, right? So when you talk about family, I'm going to start just a little different. And I'm going to start in the back with my brother, Tim Thomas, because one of the things we talked about is when you have something called Morgan, State University and HBCU, us HBCU grads are forever in gratitude for understanding what HBCUs do. Yeah. And our family comes from a diverse background, so those of y'all who didn't happen to go to HBCU, we didn't leave you out, because you get to do a shout out too for the non-HBCUs today, right? So what I want to start with is, Tim, we're going to do a roll call real quick, and we're going to go around the room to my HBCUs between you, Nate, Anthony Hood, and all my relatives, and shout out that school, that HBCU you went to. Come on, Tim.
I had a pleasure going to Cheney State College.
Cheney State?
Yeah!
Anthony Hood?
Consider UDC HBCU.
Yeah! Firebird!
Mr. Archie?
North Carolina A&T, Aggie Prime.
Aggie Prime?
Lincoln University and Delaware State University. Yeah!
Come on. Rest of my family, come on, shout out. Give me y'all HBCUs. Tell me who it is. Let's go. UDC in the house. Oh, they got the most, right?
North Carolina Central!
North Carolina Central in the house. And now my non-HBCU, my wife, I don't know why she's being bashful, who is a Howard University graduate student and works for the School of Medicine. And so you have a partnership in waiting that is right there in the gym.
Yeah.
So my non-HBCU family members, come on.
There's a flag.
Harry Thomas III. Oh, can you hear that? Campbell University in North Carolina. All right, so I said all that to you is because we all believe and have been entwined in the spirit of education. And I left out one person who is an extended family member, and to show you how it goes so far in our family. My mom touched his life when he was young. This young man went to BSU. I'm going to say this for last, because we're the 3-time CIAA defending champs in football, right? We just won our championship. But I'm going to ask him, and I hope at some point you let him speak today. We have the president of the Prince George's County Council here, who was my schoolmate, my frat brother, because we celebrated our November the 17th anniversary yesterday at Omega Psi Phi.
All right.
President Calvin Hawkins.
All right.
So I wanted to make sure we had him acknowledged. But I do want to say this. I'm standing here with a great group of people because, you know, we're in a political season and people think politics is personal. It's not. I think we all agree that we're not running against each other. We're running for the betterment of Ward 5. And I say that to you because I want Faith to stand up because I love her so much. I had to show her a picture of when I welcomed her to Ward 5 as a housewarming, right, as council member. But she had worked so hard along with Gordon Fletcher, and he has a representative here. And my dear friend who sat through every city council hearing with me to bring baseball to DC before we went to council, Jock Patterson. So he didn't just get started this day, right? Jock was a dear friend. And I say this to all of you, and of course I have to mention our president and our Ward 5 representative, Zachary Parker, who I'm in deep appreciation for being here. You know, when you talk about my mom and family and you know, I could tell you some funny stories, some different things. I could tell you the time when she took me shopping and I fell asleep behind the clothes rack and they couldn't find me in the store on the way home. You know, she was that super mom.
Yeah.
I could tell you when she would console with Marcia Smith back there about my medical help. And, you know, my family has always been family and kind of connected. But what I will tell you is, as a teacher, my sister who is not here today, who is watching live stream, Deborah, Trueheart and I could only tell you the life learning lab we had at home on 21st Street.
Yeah.
Because my mother was at LaSalle Elementary School, and whether it was bringing home chicks that didn't hatch in the classroom during the summer, or whether it was bringing home, you know, we had summer school and didn't know it. She kind of just had these educational labs on the front steps of 21st Street. And so, you know, it has always been family first, the love she's given me, and my story I always told my assistant coach back there, Orlando Robeson, because I coach college softball as well, is one of my most embarrassing moments in sports was my mother tackling me at the first baseline after hitting a home run. And, you know, but she was all in. And if anybody knows my mom, Anthony Hood can call her when the Redskins or the 49ers, my team, are beating up on the Giants. My mom was watching and giving him a little bit of humor. Because my mom, I think, exemplified not only school spirit, but I could go back through, you know, her taking us to the patrol parades that were a history of the District of Columbia and down on Pennsylvania Avenue. I could tell you that the educational opportunities she provided and having us all involved at the Frederick Douglass home and making sure those kinds of things happened in our community. And her graduations happened there. But I will also tell you, it is so fitting for us to tie all this in on this campus because we dedicated across the street at UBC Community College to one of the 9/11 victims. And as you know, she was principal at Kentrup Elementary School when 9/11 happened, and she lost a teacher and a student, and that touched her. And so, Rocket, for you to be in between that and LaSalle when she did her training, is such a blessing to our family.
Yes.
And so I would just say to all of you, we love you. You are family now. We will do anything you need. We do clinics for sports. We do educational opportunities. And so whatever you want from this family, we're here. We're not just going to be here in name only. We're going to be here in neighborhood spirit. And so as you see, all my cousins and friends came. So I apologize that I couldn't get all of you my list in time. You know. My list is forever revolving. So God bless you all, and thank this lady. You know, because I don't know what I would have done.
She's
without
amazing.
Her leading me through the way. And if you see my hip boots, it's because she told me to wear them to match hers.
Yeah.
So God bless you all. Thank you.
All right, so I just want to bring up really quickly, we have a committee that we brought together, and they were the ones who nominated you, Mrs. Thomas. And so I want to bring up Maya Martin Cardogan, who just made it, so I'm so happy to have her here. Faith Gibson Hubbard, State Board President, and Ward 5 Representative, Zachary Parker. You come up. Sherry Pate, if she's here, is going to stand in for ANC Commissioner Gordon Fletcher. and State Board of Education at-large member, Jacques Patterson.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you a prompt. I've learned this since I've been in education, because all these people can talk, and we want to see the school. And so the prompt is, please give a sentence or two for why Romaine Thomas is so special to you and or the community.
So for me, as a mom of two, and also wanting to be really engaged in the community, you are a trailblazer, and you had superpowers that you have transferred over to so many other women, and I appreciate that.
Being a part of the community and a part of this committee, I got to learn more. I haven't had the pleasure to meet you until today, but when you learn about rock stars, you know a rock star as soon as you hear about them, and that was exactly what I felt when I was on the committee. And so I just thank you, as a native Washingtonian myself, for all of the ways you've made sure to keep our beautiful city that should be a state strong.
Good morning, everyone. I am thrilled to be here. Ms. Thomas, it is an honor to bestow this privilege of your name being on this building. What I know to be true is once a teacher is always a teacher. And so from being in the classroom to leading a school to your advocacy and tremendous work in the community to now impacting the lives and expanding the vision of many children for years and decades to come, thank you for all that you're doing. And I also just want to quickly acknowledge Rocket Ship. Community is more than just a word, it is a verb. And what this action shows us is that you are wanting and you are very much part of the Ward 5 community. So thank you.
And Ms. Romaine Thomas, I just want to say thank you. I remember when I first moved to Ward 8, I was telling you when you were walking in, I saw a picture of you in one of our buildings there on Good Hope and Martin Luther King. And I said, who is this woman? And they said, that's the principal over at Ketchman. She's this wonderful person. I was a single father at that time, hadn't gotten to meet you yet, but then I did get to meet you on the state committee and work with you on so many things. So when this committee started to think about the name, there was no other name for me than Romaine Thomas, because you have been awesome, both affecting the city at large, specifically here at Ward 5, but just everywhere, making children's lives a lot better. So thank you for all that you do. You are such an inspiration.
That's right.
Greetings, how are you? And everyone, listen, living here for 40 years and seeing how it was so important this school starts, and to see it named after you is remarkable. You are just a kind lady, simply a kind lady. Thank you.
Thank you all. And now we're going to bring up Mrs. Romaine Thomas and our board chair, as well as our executive director, to present something to you. Will you come up?
The grandchildren will bring her up.
Okay, great.
That's right. That's special. That's special. I like that.
Want a chair up there for her? Mrs. Thomas, it's a pleasure to meet you.
That's special.
I've learned so much about your history and the city. I'm a transplant, 40 years in the area. Hadn't learned about you before the committee brought your name up, but I'm honored to be here to honor you. So our plaque says, honoring a very special educator and servant leader, Mrs. Romaine Thomas, today's date, and a wonderful quote. Leadership should be born out of the understanding of the needs of those who would be affected by it. Marian Anderson. Thank you so much, Mrs. Thomas.
Well deserved.
Yay!
Yeah!
Go, Romaine, go!
Well deserved.
That is awesome.
Can I get this shot? And everybody here.
You want to do this?
Well deserved.
And here. Looking here. And 3, 2, 1. Got it. Thank you.
Thank you.
We've been doing a lot of talking, so we want to hear from the guest of honor.
First of all, I want to thank God and be so humble about what is going on and taking place over this site, over what has gone on in this city and this community. And then I want to say to each and every single person here, first of all, you're all special, very special when you take the time to come to participate in a program for a person like me.
A giant.
I want to say, yes. And I want to say I thank all of you, and I just can't say enough in terms of words of thanks. Sometimes they don't write as much as they should, but anyway, I'm very thankful for that. And I have spent my life for 92 years.
Come on,
And I said to I wrote some notes to speak from. I couldn't see them, can't hear them.
And don't need them. Don't even need them.
So I said, I'm going to speak extemporaneously to everybody so they will understand exactly what
That's all right.
As usual.
Yeah. Right. And I see all of the leaders, the leadership means so much. I'm a leader.
Yes, you are.
Yes.
Yes, you are.
Yes.
I'm not a leader in terms of all of the magnificent things that people
Yes, you are.
involve
Yes, you are.
themselves in.
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are.
More than it.
More than
Making
it.
life work.
Yes, you are.
Making life work.
Yes, you
you
are.
And then we think about our children. As I was sitting there,
Lord.
I said, isn't this blessed?
Yes.
It's a lovely, lovely structure for these children.
Yes, it is.
And I said to myself, I don't know whether the airwaves or the air path is coming right over this, but it made me think about the 9/11, what went on with those children and with those teachers. And I want to say to the staff and to your leaders and to your principals, you make a difference.
Yes.
You make a difference.
Yes.
And you are out there to sacrifice. Not only, and as I used to say to my staff, that you work beyond the dollar.
Yes.
You work
Teachers don't
beyond
get paid.
Yes.
what's supposed to be part of your bringing and working in the schools. If you don't put yourself into it, it's not going to work.
Yep.
You've got to put yourself into it, and I believe that's what we see here today.
Yes.
All of you leaders.
Yes.
I see that in you, and I know that you take that time with the children beyond all of the other leadership qualities that might to be there. So I want to say to you that I am humbled by this gathering, and I want you to know that I love you even though I don't know
We love you too.
personally
We love you
everybody.
too.
We love
So
you
thank
too.
you so very much.
We
Yeah.
love you too.
Come on.
A small surprise. 92.
Yeah.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday
we ask that you spend a few more minutes with us to see our fabulous and gorgeous building. And we'd also like to take a couple pictures in front of where Mrs. Romaine Thomas's name actually is, which is at the front of the building. And so we will start those brief tours now. Thank you so much.
We have time to say
You have some pretty because you know you never notice people.
Always there, and I want to thank each and every one of you for taking time.
You good.
Yes.
It's good seeing everybody after the pandemic.